a senior, number 1, Landon Shorts. At outside hitter, number 4, a sophomore, Logan Smiley. At center, a graduate, 11, Christian Taylor. At opposite, number 15, a senior, Jason Gardner. At middle hitter, number 16, middle hitter, Derek Tangora. At middle hitter, middle blocker, number 23, junior, Kyle Bosco. The Mustangs are coached by Aldous Persons and assisted by Brent Whiteman. And now the starting lineup for your Misericordia University Cougars brought to you by Wendy's. At libero, first year, number 6, Connor Westerfield. At outside hitter, sophomore, number 7, Ryan Miller. At center, first year, number 8, Jordan Speidel. At middle blocker, sophomore, number 13, Matt Lavin. At middle blocker, first year, number 15, Billy Murphy. At outside hitter, sophomore, number 23, Caleb Bowders. At right side, junior, number 32, Brian Ross. The Cougars are coached by Rob Winger and assisted by Lauren Apex and Joe Moore.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's matchup against the Stevenson University Mustangs and Misericordia University Cougars in the Anderson Center, brought to you on MCN 87, live on YouTube. Mustangs coming in 3-1 in conference, Misericordia coming in 2-2. Tonight's a MAC conference matchup. And getting the match started for us is number 3, Jason Campbell. Misericordia is going to be on your right. Stevenson on your left in the white and green. Campbell have a float serve. And that kill goes to number 16, Nate Reynolds. Name's Lauren Apex. I'll be with you all tonight. On the court for Stevenson, back to serve number 1, Landon Shorts. Number 11, Christian Taylor. Number 15, Jason Gardner. Libero, 22, Derek Tangora. Matt Lavin with that attempt there. Going out to Logan Smiley, tips it over. Going out to Miller. Miller's dug, but that ball goes over and out. Point for the Cougars. And for your Cougars, we have number 13, Matt Lavin, heading back to serve. Number 3, Jason Campbell. Number 32, Brian Ross. Number 15, Billy Murphy. Number 8, Jordan Speidel. And number 7, Ryan Miller. Checking in on the Stevenson side. Number 17, Billy Russo. Russo will have a float up by Miller. Speidel giving it out to Murphy, who swings, dug by Shorts. Ball kept alive, up by Speidel. Westerfield giving it to Speidel on the right side. He's dug by Shorts. Going out to Smiley. He's blocked, covered by Bosco. Smiley again with a roll, and he gets the kill this time. Point for the Mustangs. Mustangs head coach Aldous Burzins. Cougars head coach Robert Wingert, actually an alumni of this Stevenson program. And that's an ace for number 17, Billy Russo, as Stevenson gets out to a 4-1 lead here in set number 1. Each set played to 25, win by 2. Best of 5 sets. Another float serve by Russo, up by Miller. Spidel dumps it, up by Shorts, over on 2. Going to Miller on the outside, and he's blocked one-handed by number 15, Jason Gardner. Point Stevenson. Russo continuing to serve with a float. Up by Campbell. Going back to Ross. And Ross gets the kill off the hands of Smiley. Point for Misericordia. Jordan Spidel back to serve for the Cougars. Up by Smiley. Running it down, Smiley with the attack, and Smiley will get the kill on a scramble play by Taylor. Point for Stevenson. Number 15, Jason Gardner, heads back to serve. Float serve from Gardner, up by Campbell. Spidel to Murphy, and Murphy is dug. Westerfield back to Miller, roll shot. Dug by Gardner, over on 2. Westerfield with the dig. Spidel out to Ross, and Ross's attack is long. Point for the Mustangs. Gardner continues to serve. Up by Westerfield. Spidel giving it out to Ross, and Spidel will be called on a ball handling error. Point Mustangs. Up by Campbell. Spidel giving it to Miller, who tips it. And he gets the kill off the tip. Point for Misericordia, as number 7, Ryan Miller, will head back to serve. Miller will have a top spin. Up by Shorts. Out to Smiley. And Smiley gets the kill. Point for Stevenson. Number 4, Logan Smiley, heading back to serve. Top spin from Smiley. Up by Miller. Going out to Campbell. And Campbell's attack hits the antenna. Out of bounds. Point Stevenson. As Smiley continues to serve. Out of bounds, point for the Cougars. Back to serve for the Cougars will be number 15, Billy Murphy. Float serve from Murphy. Up by Tangora, out to Shorts, dug by Murphy, out to Campbell. Up by Smiley. And that's a tip kill by number 23, Kyle Bosco. Point for the Mustangs. Number 23, Bosco, back to serve. Up by Miller. Going back to Ross. And Ross is blocked but covered by Westerfield. Cougars unable to make a play. Point for the Mustangs as Bosco continues to serve. Float serve, and that's inbound. Ace for number 23, Kyle Bosco. And the Cougars will take their first timeout. back out of that timeout with number 23, Bosco, serving for the Mustangs. Up by Miller. Spidle out to Campbell. Campbell's blocked. Scramble play by Ross. Back to Ryan Miller. He's blocked, covered by Spidle. Westerfield giving it out to Ross. He's blocked. Campbell on the cover. Spidle giving him a free ball. Ball is dug by Gardner. And that'll be a kill for number 16, Nate Reynolds, off of number 11, Christian Taylor. Point for Stevenson. Float serve for Bosco. Up by Campbell. Back to Ross. And Ross's attack is wide. Point for the Mustangs. Bosco with the float. Up by Campbell. Spidle to Lavin, and Lavin gets the kill. Point for Misericordia as number 32, Brian Ross, heads back to serve. He'll have a float serve. Up by Shorts. Going back to Gardner. And Gardner gets the kill off the D-ball. Point for Stevenson. Stevenson taking a 16-5 lead as number 11, Christian Gardner, is back to serve. Float serve up by Westerfield, giving it to Lavin, who tips it and gets the kill. Point for Misericordia. Assist Spidle. Number 3, Jason Campbell, back to serve. Float serve for Campbell. And it's out of bounds. Point for Stevenson. Back to serve for Stevenson is number 1, Landon Shorts. He'll have a top spin. Up by Westerfield. Contest with the net. Dig by Brian Ross. Going out to Miller. Miller is blocked, and that block goes to number 16, Nate Reynolds, and number 15, Jason Gardner. Point Stevenson, 18-6, as Landon Shorts continues to serve. Up by Campbell. Spidle back to Ross. Ross is dug by Shorts. Going back to Gardner, and Gardner gets the kill on the right side. Point for the Mustangs. Shorts continuing to serve. And that ball's out of bounds. Point for Misericordia. Number 13, Matt Lavin, back to serve. And that serves out of bounds. Point for Stevenson. The score extends to 20 for Stevenson to Misericordia's 7, as number 17, Billy Russo, heads back to serve. Float serve up by Campbell. Spidle out to Miller. Miller tips it and gets the kill. Point for Misericordia. Number 8, Jordan Spidle, back to serve for the Cougars. Float serve. Up by Shorts. To Gardner. Gardner's dug. And a net violation called on number 15, Billy Murphy. Point for Stevenson. Number 15, Jason Gardner, back to serve. Up Ryan Miller. Going back to Ryan Miller, who tips it over. Dug by Tangora. And that kill will go to number 23, Kyle Bosco, with a tip over the block. Assist to number 11, Christian Taylor. Point Mustangs, 22-8, as number 15, Jason Gardner, continues to serve. Top spin. And that ball is out of bounds as it bounces off the shoe of the line judge. Point for Misericordia. Number 7, Ryan Miller, back to serve. top spin. Up by Smiley. Going to Shorts back row. Dug by Speidel over on one. Smiley with the save. Going back to Gardner. And Gardner gets the kill off the D-ball. Point for Stevenson. Number 4, Logan Smiley back to serve. Top spin up by Campbell. Going to Murphy in the middle, and Murphy's attack is wide. Point for Stevenson. And it's set point number 1 for Stevenson, 24-9. As Smiley continues to serve. Top spin, up by Miller, over on one, and Shorts wins the joust at the net. And Stevenson they're gonna give the point to Misericordia, claiming Landon Shorts broke the plane of the net. As Speidel is a back row setter. And number 15, Billy Murphy's back to serve, and it's set point number 2 for the Mustangs. And Murphy will serve the ball out of bounds. Stevenson takes set number 1, 25 to the Cougars 10. And we're back here getting ready for set number 2 in the Anderson Center, taking a look at the stats from the first set. First for Stevenson, Landon Shorts hitting a negative 333, Smiley hitting a 600, Gardner, Reynolds, and Bosco all hitting 1,000. For Misericordia, we have 3 players in the negative, Matt Lavin hitting a 667 and Ryan Miller hitting a 333. Overall as a team, Stevenson hitting a 647 and Misericordia hitting a .045. As we get ready here for set number 2, Stevenson will be on the right in the white and green uniforms, and Misericordia will be on the left in the blue. On the court for Stevenson, number 11, Christian Taylor, number 22, Derek Tangora, number 4, Logan Smiley, number 1, Landon Shorts, number 15, Jason Gardner. And back serving is number 11, Christian Taylor. Up by Miller, Speidel giving it to Lavin. Lavin's dug by Tangora. Going out to Shorts, and Shorts wins that battle. Point for Stevenson. And rounding out Stevenson's net presence is number 16, Nate Reynolds, in the middle, as Taylor continues to serve. Campbell, Spidle back to Ross, and Ross's attack is wide. Point for Stevenson. On the floor for Misericordia, Jason Campbell. Number 3, Ryan, who's number 3. Number 7, Ryan Miller. Number 6, Connor Westerfield. Number 32, Brian Ross. Setter, number 8, Jordan Spidle. And middle, number 13, Matt Lavin. Campbell with the swing up by Tangora. Going out to Shorts, who's dug by Miller. Ball's going back to Ross, who's dug by Taylor. Tangora giving it to Gardner. Dug by Spidle. Westerfield taking second hand. Going out to Campbell, who swings and gets the kill. Assist to number 6, Connor Westerfield. Point Misericordia as number 32, Brian Ross, heads back to serve. Ross will have a float serve. Up by Smiley over on 1. And Matt Lavin tips the overpass out of bounds. Point for Stevenson as number 1, Landon Shorts, heads back to serve. Topspin for Shorts. Up by Westerfield. Ball's going out to Campbell. And Campbell is blocked by number 16, Nate Reynolds, and number 15, Jason Gardner. Point for the Mustangs as Shorts heads back to serve. Shorts will have another topspin. Up by Campbell to Lavin, who tips it. Dug by Smiley. Going back to Gardner. And Gardner gets the kill. Point for the Mustangs. Mustangs with a 5-1 lead as Shorts continues to serve. Topspin. That's a service error. Point for Misericordia. Number 3, Jason Campbell, back to serve for the Cougars. Campbell with a float serve. And that's out of bounds. Point for Stevenson. As number 17, Billy Russo, checks in to serve for number 16, Nate Reynolds. Float serve for Russo, up by Campbell. Spidle over on 2, and he gets the kill. Point for Misericordia. Number 21, Matt Churchill, subbing in on the Cougars side to serve for Matt Lavin. Churchill will serve for the Cougars. Float serve, up by Shorts. And that'll be a kill for number 23, Kyle Bosco. Assist to number 11, Christian Taylor. Point for the Mustangs as number 15, Jason Gardner, heads back to serve. Float serve for Gardner, up by Westerfield. Going to Campbell back row, and that attack is long, but up ref calls a touch off the block. Point goes to the Cougars, kill goes to Jason Campbell. Number 8, Jordan Spidle, back to serve. Float serve. Up by Smiley, going back out to Smiley. Dug by Campbell. Spidle giving it to Murphy. Westerfield covers, going back to Ross. And Ross is blocked by the duo of Smiley and Bosco. Point for Stevenson as number 4, Logan Smiley, heads back to serve. Topspin for Smiley. Up by Westerfield to Murphy. And Murphy gets the kill this time. Point for the Cougars as number 7, Ryan Miller, heads back to serve. Miller will have a top spin. Cougars pull within 3, 8-5. Top spin from Miller. Up by Smiley. Out to Shorts. Shorts is blocked, but the block drops out of bounds. Point for Misericordia. Excuse me, Stevenson. Number 23, Kyle Bosco, back to serve for the Mustangs. He'll have a float up by Campbell. Spidle back out to Campbell, and Campbell gets the kill off the arms of Christian Taylor. Point Misericordia. Number 15, Billy Murphy, back to serve for the Cougars. Murphy will have a float serve. And that's into the net. Point for Stevenson. Number 11, Christian Taylor, heading behind the line to serve for the Mustangs. Float serve up by Campbell. Spidle back to Ross. Ross is blocked, covered by Spidle. Westerfield, second ball, out to Campbell. Roll shot. Dug by Shorts. Going back to Gardner, and Gardner has no block and gets the kill. Point for the Mustangs. Subbing in for the Mustangs, number 5, Alex Melbardis. Have a top spin. Up by Miller, over. Dug by Tangora, going out to Shorts. Spidle able to run the ball down, going to Miller back row, roll shot. Dug by Melbardis, going out to Gardner. Dug by Ross, Lavin keeping it alive, free ball from Spidle. Dug by Melbardis, going out to Shorts. Shorts dug by Westerfield, going to Campbell. Scramble play from Stevenson. Shorts sends a roll shot, dug by Westerfield. Spidle back to Ross. Ross is blocked, covered by Ryan. Lavin attempts. And number 16, Nate Reynolds, ultimately wins the battle at the net. Point for Stevenson. Checking in for the Cougars, number 22, Tyler Malipsey, for number 32, Ryan Ross. Top spin again from Albardas, and it's out of bounds. Point for the Cougars. Coming back to serve is number 22, Tyler Malazzi. So the top spin, up by Shorts. Going out to Gardner, high off the hands, point for Stevenson. Kill from number 15, Jason Gardner, as number 1, Landon Shorts heads back to serve. Top spin from Shorts, up by Miller. Going out to Campbell, and Campbell gets the kill off the hands of Gardner. Point for Misericordia. Number 3, Jason Campbell, back to serve for the Cougars. Float serve from Campbell. It's out of bounds. Point for Stevenson. As Stevenson takes a 14-8 lead. And number 17, Billy Russo, subs in for Reynolds. Back to serve. Float serve from Russo. Up by Westerfield, out to Miller. And Miller wins the one-on-one, point for Misericordia. Number 21, Matt Churchill, subbing in for Matt Lavin to serve. Churchill will have a float serve. Up by Smiley. Going to Shorts out of the back. Dug by Malazzi. Going to Campbell, middle back. Kill by Jason Campbell. On that big attack, point for the Cougars. Matt Churchill continues to serve as the Cougars pull within 3. Float serve from Churchill. Up by Smiley. Going to Bosco. And that block drops out of bounds. Point for Stevenson. Number 15, Jason Gardner, back to serve. Float serve, up by Campbell. Going to Murphy. Bad set from Speidel. Point Stevenson. Float serve from Gardner. Up by Westerfield. Going out to Miller. Roll shots it. Dug by Smiley. Going to Gardner back row. Dug by Campbell. There will be a net violation called on number 7, Ryan Miller, point for Stevenson. Float serve, out of bounds, point for Misericordia. Back to serve, number 8, Jordan Speidel. Up by Smiley, going back to Gardner. Dug by Campbell. Speidel giving it back to Miller. High off the hands, dug by Tangora. Going to Shorts back row, and Shorts gets the kill. Point for Stevenson. Smiley back to serve for the Mustangs. Serve, number 4, Logan Smiley. Up by Miller. Speidel to Murphy, and Murphy is blocked by number 23, Kyle Bosco. Point Stevenson. Stevenson up 18-11 here in set number 2. Thompson for Smiley. And that ball is long. Point for Misericordia. Number 7, Ryan Miller, back to serve. Miller will have a topspin. Up by Smiley. Going to Bosco, tipped, dug by Speidel. Going to Miller, roll shots it to Gardner. And number 5, Alex Melbardis, dumps it over on 2 and gets the kill. Point for the Mustangs. As number 23, Kyle Bosco, heads back to serve. Float serve from Bosco. Out of bounds. Point Cougars. Checking in the serve for number 15, Billy Murphy, is number 23, Caleb Bowder. Thompson from Bowder. Up by Smiley. Going to Reynolds. Miller out to Campbell. And Campbell gets the kill. Point for Misericordia. Caleb Bowder continuing to serve. Topspin. And he gets the ace. Point for Misericordia. Bowder continuing to serve. Misericordia within 4, 19-15. Stevenson with the lead. And that ball's out of bounds. Point for Stevenson. Alex Melbardis back to serve for the Mustangs. Top spin from Melbardis, up by Westerfield. Going to Lavin, and that's a double contact called on Speidel, point for Stevenson. Melbardis continues to serve. It's out of bounds. Point Cougars. Number 22, Tyler Malazzi back to serve. Towson from Malazzi. Up by Shorts. Out to Gardner, and Gardner gets the kill. Point for Stevenson. Shorts back to serve. Up by Miller. Speidel out to Campbell. Campbell tries to go for the cut shot. Error, point Stevenson. Topspin Shorts up Westerfield. Back to Miller. Dug by Shorts. Back to Gardner. Dug by Speidel. Westerfield giving it to Campbell. High off the hand. Shorts running it down. Tangora making a play. Tip by Gardner. Dug by Lavin. Ball's out to Lavin on the slide. He's blocked. Covered by Speidel. Westerfield giving it to Malazzi back row. Dug by Shorts. Going to Gardner back row, and it's off the hands of Matt Lavin. Point for Stevenson, and it's set point number 1 for Stevenson, 24-16. Topson for Shorts, up by Miller. Speidel to Lavin, he tips it for the kill, point for Misericordia. Number 3, Jason Campbell back to serve for Misericordia. Set point number 2 for Stevenson, 24-17. Campbell with the float serve. Up by Smiley. Back out to Smiley, off the hands. Campbell able to get a touch on it. Going outside to Miller. Roll shots it, dug by Shorts. Melbardis back to Gardner. Westerfield with a diving play. Speidel with an attempt, dug by Shorts. Smiley with a roll shot, deep corner. Jason Campbell with a diving play. Speidel keeping it alive. Free ball from Westerfield. Up by Shorts. And play is ended by number 16, Nate Reynolds, with a kill out of the middle. Stevenson takes set number 2, 25-17, and leads the match 2-0. back for set number 3 here in tonight's matchup between Stevenson and Misericordia. Misericordia will be on the right of your screen in the blue jerseys, Stevenson on the left in the white and the green. Taking a look back at set number 2, Stevenson hit a .483 on that set, Misericordia hitting a .086 on that set. Misericordia still has 2 players in the negatives, and Jason Gardner for number 15 for Stevenson hitting a .647. Reynolds and Bosco both hitting .800. Highest attackers for Misericordia will be Ryan Miller and Matt Lavin, both hitting at .250. On the court for Misericordia, number 23, Caleb Bowder, number 7, Ryan Miller, number 8, Jordan Speidel, number 3, Jason Campbell, number 32, Brian Ross, and number 13, Matt Lavin. On the court for Stevenson, number 16, Nate Reynolds, number 15, Jason Gardner, number 4, Logan Smiley, number 1, Landon Shorts, number 11, Christian Taylor, and libero, number 22, Derek Tangora, as number 23, Caleb Bowder gets the set number 3 underway. Tangora with a pass, and number 16, Nate Reynolds will get the kill off the hands of number 11, Christian Taylor, point Stevenson. Landon Shorts back to serve for Stevenson. He'll have a top spin. Up by Miller. Out to Campbell. Campbell's blocked. Westerfield gets a hand on it. Ryan Miller on the attack out back. Up by Shorts. Attempt by Reynolds. Scramble play on Misericordia's side. Free ball from Brian Ross. Up by Tangora. Back to Shorts. And Shorts is blocked by Lavin and Ross. Point for Misericordia. Float serve by Ross, up by Tangora. To Reynolds, dug by Ross, kept alive by Lavin, roll shot, Miller. Going to Gardner on the right side, and he gets the kill. Point for Stevenson. Checking in for Stevenson, number 8, Michael Dougherty. Float serve. Up by Campbell. Speidel to Lavin, who tips it. Dougherty keeps it alive. Free ball. Speidel dumps it over on 1. Point for Misericordia. Number 3, Jason Campbell back to serve for Misericordia as we're tied 2-2 here in set number 3. Do or die set for Misericordia. Up by Shorts to Bosco, and Bosco gets the kill out of the middle. Point for Stevenson. Off the hands of Christian Taylor as number 15, Jason Gardner, heads back to serve for the Mustangs. Up by Westerfield. Speidel out to Miller. Roll shot, dug by Gardner. The Shorts out of the back row, dug by Ross. Speidel to Campbell out of the back row, and Campbell is blocked by the duo of Smiley and Bosco. Point for Stevenson. Float serve for Gardner. Up by Westerfield. Speidel back to Lavin, and Lavin tips for the kill. Point Misericordia. Subbing in for Matt Lavin, number 21, Matt Churchill. Churchill serve. Float serve by Churchill, up by Shorts. Out to Smiley, high off the hands. No Cougar able to run it down. Point Stevenson as number 4, Logan Smiley, heads back to serve. Up by Campbell. Out to Miller, who tips it. Dug by Shorts. Going to Gardner back row, and Gardner gets the kill on the D ball. Point for the Mustangs. Smiley continuing to serve. Top spin, up by Miller. Spidle back out to Miller. Attack is long, point for Stevenson. Smiley continuing to serve. Serve is long, point for the Cougars. It's number 8, Jordan Spidle, goes back to serve. Float for Spidle. Up by Smiley, going out to Shorts, and Shorts gets the kill off the hands of Taylor. Point Stevenson. Number 23, Kyle Bosco, back to serve for the Mustangs. Number 16, Nate Reynolds, back front row. Float serve from Bosco, up by Westerfield. Over on 1, Reynolds takes a swing. Westerfield able to run it down. Free ball from Spidle. Going back to Gardner, free ball. Spidle with the dig. Westerfield giving it out to Miller, roll shot. Dug by Gardner. Out to Shorts. And Shorts gets the kill on the outside, point for Stevenson. Scores 9-4 with Stevenson in the lead as Bosco continues to float serve. Up by Westerfield. Going back to Murphy, dug by Bosco. Going back to Gardner. Dug by Campbell to Murphy. Murphy's dug by Gardner. Going out to Shorts. Dug by Ross. Free ball by Ross. Bosco going back to Gardner. A little miscommunication. Short ball. And the pancake does not happen for Jordan Spidle. Point for Stevenson. Bosco continues to serve as Stevenson extends the lead 10-4. Float serve up by Campbell. Going out to Ross. Dug by Bosco. Going to Smiley. Roll shot from Smiley. Dug by Westerfield. Going back to Miller. Tips it. Ball's going to Gardner. Roll shot. Up by Westerfield. Campbell getting it out to Miller. Dug by Gardner. It's going outside to Shorts. And Shorts gets the kill off the hands of number 7, Ryan Miller. Point Stevenson. Misericordia will take the first timeout of set number 3, trailing Stevenson's 11 to Misericordia's 4. Back in set number 3. Stevenson leading 11-4 as number 23 Kyle Bosco continues to serve for the Mustangs. Floats are from Bosco, up by Westerfield. Going out to Ross. And Ross gets the kill off the hands of Nate Reynolds. Point Misericordia. Miller back to serve for the Cougars. Thompson from Miller. Up by Tangora. And that'll be a kill for number 1, Landon Shorts. Point Stevenson. Number 11, Christian Taylor back to serve. Float serve, up by Campbell. Swing by Murphy, awesome one-handed set by Jordan Speidel. Point Cougars. Number 23, Caleb Bowder, subbing in to serve for Billy Murphy. Bowder back to serve, he'll have a top spin. Up by Tangora. Little miscommunication, free ball. Going back to Ross, and Ross gets the kill, point for Misericordia. Bowder continuing to serve with a top spin. And that ball's just out of bounds, point for Stevenson, as number 1 Landon Shorts heads back to serve. He'll have a top spin. Up by Miller, going to Lavin, and Lavin gets called on a lift as the set's too low, point for Stevenson. Stevenson extends the lead 14-7. Short serve from Shorts. Going out to Campbell. And Campbell will get the kill as net violation called on number 11, Christian Taylor. Point Misericordia. Float serve from Ross. Up by Smiley. Going back to Reynolds, and Reynolds gets the kill off the hands of number 3, Jason Campbell. Subbing in for Stevenson is number 8, Michael Dougherty. He'll have a float. Up by Campbell. Going back to Ryan, and Ryan is over the line on his attack, plus his attack is out of bounds. Point for Stevenson as Dougherty continues to serve. Up by Miller. Speidel over on 2, dug by Taylor. Going back to Smiley, and Smiley gets the kill. Assist to number 8, Dougherty. Stevenson extends the lead, 17-8. Up by Miller to Lavin, high off the hands. Landon Shorts runs it down. Ball going back to Gardner, roll shot. Speidel out to Campbell, and Campbell gets the kill. Point Cougars. Number 3, Jason Campbell back to serve for Misericordia. Float serve Campbell. Up Smiley. Going back to Gardner. Scramble play. Westerfield keeps it alive. Taylor going out to Smiley. Point Misericordia as Campbell continues to serve. Up by Shorts, going out to Smiley, and that ball hits the antenna out of bounds. Point for Misericordia. Float by Campbell. Ball's going to Shorts. Up by Campbell. Out to Miller. High off the hands, dug by Tangora. Going to Shorts back row. Speidel swings on the second contact and beats the block of Smiley. Point for the Cougars. Cougars within 5, 17-12 as Campbell continues to serve. He serves it into the net, point for Stevenson. as number 15, Jason Gardner, heads back to serve. Up by Westerfield. Going back to Campbell. Dug by Gardner. Going to Shorts. Dug by Campbell. Spidel back to Ross. Dug by Tangora. Out to Smiley. Dug by Campbell. Over on 2 by Spidel. Dug by Tangora. Back to Gardner. Dug by Campbell. Out to Miller. Dug by Tangora. Scramble Pele. Spidel giving it to Campbell back row. Dug by Shorts. Back out to Smiley. Roll shot. Dug by Miller. To Lavin, and Lavin gets the kill off the tip. Point 4, Misericordia. Subbing in for Misericordia, number 21, Matt Churchill. For number 13, Matt Lavin. Float from Churchill. Up by Smiley. Taylor running it down and running into the scorers table. Point Misericordia. Timeout taken by Stevenson. Their first timeout as Stevenson leads 18 to Misericordia's 14. We're back here in set number 3. Both teams taking one timeout this set. Do or die set for Misericordia as Churchill continues to float serve. Up by Smiley to Bosco, and Bosco gets the kill out of the middle. Point 4, Stevenson, as number 4, Logan Smiley, heads back to serve. Tops one from Smiley. Goes high off the tape. Goes out to Murphy. And Murphy gets the kill on the outside. Point 4, Misericordia. Spidel back to serve. Cougars pull within 4. Both serve Spidel. Up Smiley. Out to Shorts. Shorts dug by Westerfield. And that ball hits the ceiling as it travels over the net, rendering it out of bounds. Point 4, Stevenson. As number 23, Kyle Bosco, is back to serve. Hill of a float serve. Up by Campbell. Going to Murphy. And Murphy gets the kill, beating the block of number 16, Nate Reynolds. Point Misericordia. As number 7, Ryan Miller, heads back to serve, and Hill of a topspin. By Tangora. Back to Smiley, dug by Spidel. Westerfield giving it out to Ross. Dug by Tangora. Going to Gardner on the D-ball, and that is blocked by number 15, Billy Murphy, and number 3, Jason Campbell. Cougars pull within 3, 20-17, as number 7 continues to serve. Topspin by Miller. Up by Smiley. And that attack is long by number 16, Nate Reynolds. Point Misericordia as they pull within 2. Miller continuing to serve. Up by Smiley, going out to Shorts. And Shorts is blocked, covered by Smiley, going back out to Shorts. And Shorts gets the kill this time. Point for Stevenson. Number 11, Christian Taylor back to serve. Misericordia's 19. In sets played to 25, win by 2. Do or die set here for Misericordia. Topspin for Bowder. It's out of bounds. Point Stevenson. As number 1, Landon Shorts heads back to serve. Topspin by Shorts. Up Miller. Spidel out to Campbell. Campbell dug by Tangora. Taylor running it down. Over on 2. Going back to Ross. Ross is blocked but covered by Spidel. Lavin giving it out to Campbell. Deep corner. Run down by Shorts. Going out to Smiley. The ball is out of bounds. Point for Misericordia. Head coach Rob Wingert getting a yellow card. Float serve by Ross. Going back to Gardner. Gardner's dug by Miller. Going out to Campbell. And Campbell is blocked by the duo of Reynolds and Gardner. Point Stevenson. Stepping in to serve, number 8, Michael Dougherty for Gardner. Stevenson up 23-20. As Dougherty will have a float serve. Just out of bounds. Point for Misericordia. Campbell back to serve. Float serve. Up by Shorts to Bosco. Bosco wins on the tip. Point Stevenson, and it's match point number 1 for Stevenson. Here in set number 3, 24-21 as number 15, Jason Gardner's back to serve. He'll have a float serve up by Westerfield. Spidel will give it out to Miller. Roll shot, dug by Smiley. Ball's going to Shorts, and that'll be a ball handling error called on number 11, Christian Taylor. Score is now 24-22 as number 21, Matt Churchill, checks in to serve, and it'll be match point number 2 for Stevenson. Float serve, up by Shorts to Bosco. And Bosco gets the kill, and that ends this matchup. And the Mustangs extend to 3-1 and 4-1 in conference as the Cougars fall to 2-3 in conference. Be sure to check us out on MCN 87 on March 12th at 4 o'clock for another conference matchup against Wilkes. My name's Lauren Apitz. See you then.